Before last night, no lawmaker had ever lost his or her job in a recall election in the history of the great state of Arizona. Before last night, no state Senate president had ever been recalled in the history of the United States of America. Both of those precedents were established last night by this guy, Republican Arizona State Senate President Russell Pearce, recalled from office by a big margin last night. For a long time, Russell Pearce has been the most powerful Republican in the state of Arizona who is not the governor, Jan Brewer. And some people say he's been even more powerful than she is. Russell Pearce was the architect of SB 1070, the Arizona law requiring police officers to demand documentation, to demand papers from anyone who looked like they might be an illegal immigrant.
I do not know. I do not know what an illegal immigrant looks like. I can tell you that I think that there are people in Arizona that assume they know what an illegal immigrant looks like. I don't know if they know that for a fact or not.
Russell Pearce was the lead sponsor of the Papers, Please law in Arizona. At the time, he was head of the Senate Appropriations Committee and reportedly a maxed-out recipient of campaign donations from two of Arizona's largest for-profit prison companies. One convenient consequence of SB 1070, of course, is that it would result in lots more people being locked up in Arizona on suspicion of immigration crimes. Immigration crimes are federal crimes. Federal detention facilities in Arizona are run by these for-profit prison companies. So, more people picked up on immigration charges, more money for the private prison industry. Those dots are not that far apart. They're not that hard to connect. Even before the Papers, Please law, Russell Pearce had been trying to privatize the prison system in Arizona, so that every time anybody got locked up for anything, it would benefit these for-profit prison companies. It's not hard to imagine how some state lawmakers get to be very, very powerful in their states. And it is not hard to understand how some state lawmakers get to be very, very radical in their states. But Russell Pearce is one of those guys who makes you wonder how a politician can get so powerful while still being so radical. Russell Pearce, as state Senate president, in a state in the United States of America, talked about nullifying federal laws in that state, essentially Arizona seceding from the nation. He tried to conjure up ways to impeach President Obama from Arizona.
This is the first time in the history of the United States a sitting president has sided with a foreign government to sue the citizens of its country for defending our laws, for defending and protecting the citizens of the state of Arizona. It's outrageous and it's impeachable.
Russell Pearce once sent an email to his supporters that included a racist white nationalist screed saying the media was pushing on the unsuspecting public a view of the world, quote, in which every voice proclaims the equality of the races, the inerrant nature of the Jewish, quote, Holocaust tale, the wickedness of attempting to halt the flood of non-white aliens pouring across our borders. Russell Pearce sent that out to his supporters in Arizona and then later half apologized, saying he didn't really know what it was. Russell Pearce has also been assailed by his critics in Arizona for his longtime relationship with this neo-Nazi leader, J.T. Reddy, one of those vigilante guys with a gun at the border. But now as one of the most powerful Republicans in the state with a huge amount of money, he outspent his opponent 3-1. He even tried a dirty trick where he invented a fake Democratic opponent to try to split the vote against him. Russell Pearce has been recalled from office by a lot. His own district recalled him last night and replaced him with a guy who's kind of a normal Republican. The only thing that is harder to believe than the fact that Russell Pearce is gone now is that he was there in the first place. That somebody that radical could be that powerful in a state like Arizona. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Raul Grijalva of Arizona. Congressman, thank you very much for your time tonight. It's nice to have you here.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you.
Why do you think that Russell Pearce was recalled?
I think that at some point, the basic decency of the people in Arizona, and certainly in his district, came to force. Excellent work on the part of many people to organize. Certainly, the now-elect Senator Lewis put together a wonderful team. People like Randy Pares, Petra Falcon did a lot of work to energize, build a coalition of people that wanted decency returned to our policy making. Russell Pearce has been a power in the state. He's now gone, and so his defeat sends a ripple and effect not only across the state, but I think across the nation, because many people have tried to mimic what he does and use that as a caliper to keep themselves in office or to get elected. So it was a resounding message, and for those of us in Arizona that feel that decency should take over, it was a really good night.
The man replacing Russell Pearce in the Senate is not a Democrat. He seems like a mainstream Republican. His name is Jerry Lewis. Is this being seen as a progressive victory, or is this really more about Russell Pearce, almost beyond partisan politics?
I think almost beyond partisan politics. It's about Senator-elect Lewis is a Republican. He's a moderate. He's a pragmatist. But there's a level of civility to what he brings to the table, which has been missing in Arizona politics since the extreme wing of the Republican Party took over. Without Russell Pearce, I don't know what Jan Brewer's going to do. She's got no one to take direction from. Russell Pearce was the architect of all this debacle we're having with our redistricting commission, and so his defeat is a domino effect, and many people in the state are going to have to reconsider that they can't use those same politics, those anti-immigrant politics, to cover up the fact that there's a legacy of failure. So I think the people in Arizona are looking for solutions. They're tired of the rhetoric. It hasn't worked, and they're tired of the reputation the state has acquired as a consequence of people like Russell Pearce and the policies that he promoted and unfortunately got passed through this legislature.
U.S. Congressman Raul Grijalva, Democrat of Arizona. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, sir. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it.
Right after this show on The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell, Lawrence will be breaking down tonight's Republican presidential debate. Lots to talk about there. And here, among other things, yesterday's elections were also sort of gay. Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, it's true. That story's next.